A 4-year-old boy was referred to Britain's counter-terrorism program. He was at nursery. He was playing. And in the course of that play, a teacher heard him say a word that she misidentified. The word he said was cucumber. The word she heard was cooker bomb. The referral was made. The case was opened. A 4-year-old child entered a government counter-terrorism database. That case is not an outlier. It is not an embarrassing anomaly from an early and imperfect system. It is a documented example from a program that, in the year 2023 to 2024, referred almost 4,000 children under the age of 18 to counter-terrorism authorities, including 297 children under the age of 10. The program is called Prevent. It has been operating in every school in England since 2015, and most parents have no idea what it actually requires their child's teacher to do. My name is the voice behind Creepy Chronicles, and this investigation is about something that affects every family in Britain with children in state education. In 2015, the Counter-Terrorism and Security Act introduced what is called the Prevent duty. That duty is a legal requirement, not guidance, not a recommendation, a legal requirement, placed on all public sector workers, including teachers. They must have due regard to the need to prevent people from being drawn into terrorism. In practice, this means teachers are required to monitor their students for signs of radicalisation and report concerns to counter-terrorism authorities through a referral mechanism called Channel. The referrals go to a multi-agency panel, which can include police, social services, and intelligence representatives, that assesses the level of risk. The people being referred are not adults, they are children. Many of them are primary school age, some of them are toddlers, and the threshold for referral is not evidence of actual radicalisation. It is a teacher's belief that a student might be showing signs of vulnerability. Human rights organizations have documented what this looks like in practice, and the picture is deeply troubling. The 4-year-old and the cucumber is the case that receives the most attention, but it is far from alone. A 9-year-old boy was brought before teachers after arriving at school wearing a t-shirt with Arabic script on it. The script was not extremist, it was his name. He was cautioned by teachers and told his clothing was inappropriate. He became reluctant to return to school. He developed stress-related health problems. He was 9 years old. A 16-year-old with learning difficulties was referred to Prevent for borrowing a book about terrorism from the school library. A book from the school library. A library the school had stocked and made available to students. He borrowed it to do research. He was referred. A 17-year-old was referred for expressing solidarity with Palestinians at school. Not for making threats, not for inciting violence, for expressing a political opinion about a foreign conflict, an opinion held by millions of people across Britain and the world. A 15-year-old was questioned by a police officer at school after bringing in leaflets promoting a boycott of Israel. The officer told him that the Free Palestine badge he wore was extremist. He told Al Jazeera that the officer had been brought to the school to deal with this sort of extremism. He was 15. The Guardian has reported that one Prevent guidance document includes believing in socialism, communism, anti-fascism, and anti-abortion in a list of potential signs of ideologies leading to terrorism. That is not a fringe interpretation. It is a document used to guide referrals in British schools. The Home Office publishes annual Prevent referral statistics, and the numbers tell a story that the government rarely chooses to highlight. In 2023 to 2024, the most recent year for which figures are available, there were almost 4,000 referrals of children under the age of 18. That is 4,000 children, not adults, children, referred to a counter-terrorism program in a single year. 297 of those referrals were children under the age of 10. The education sector was the biggest referrer, accounting for 40% of all Prevent referrals across every sector. More than police, more than social services, more than any other institution. And here is the detail that receives almost no public attention. The data collected on individuals referred to Prevent, including children who are referred and then marked as no further action because no radicalisation risk was found, is retained for at least 6 years and up to 100 years. A child referred at the age of 4, cleared as no risk, and never referred again, has a counter-terrorism record that the government will hold for potentially the next 100 years of their life. The academic evidence on the impact of Prevent in schools is extensive and consistent. A survey of 152 Muslim university students conducted across multiple UK institutions found clear evidence of self-censorship and self-silencing in response to Prevent. Students described actively avoiding certain topics in class, not because those topics were extremist, but because they feared that engaging with them might trigger a referral. Rights Watch UK, which carried out the most comprehensive independent study of Prevent in schools, found that Muslim children across the United Kingdom are self-censoring for fear of being reported. The charity described a chilling effect on free speech that it said was having a very serious and detrimental impact on children's right to education. A study published in Humanities and Social Sciences Communications described how the Prevent strategy has embedded an infrastructure of surveillance into Muslim communities, turning schools from places of safety and open inquiry into environments where certain children feel they are under constant observation. The government's own independent review of Prevent, published in 2023, acknowledged concerns about over-referral and the disproportionate impact on Muslim communities. It recommended changes to the program. The government accepted most of the recommendations. The referral figures for the following year showed a slight increase. Prevent exists because terrorism is real, and the threat of radicalisation is real. That is not in dispute. This investigation does not argue that schools should have no role in safeguarding. It argues that what Prevent has become, a legal requirement to monitor and report children on the basis of teachers' suspicions, with data retained for a century, targeting specific communities disproportionately, raises questions that the government has never fully answered. How many of the 4,000 children referred in 2023 to 2024 were found to pose any actual radicalisation risk? The government does not publish that figure in a form that allows meaningful analysis. How many children have been referred, cleared, and are now living with a counter-terrorism record they will never fully escape? The government does not publish that figure either. What happens to the data collected on children who are referred and cleared? It is retained, for up to 100 years, by agencies that include counter-terrorism police, without the child's knowledge, without their parents' knowledge in most cases, without any meaningful right of challenge. Creepy Chronicles investigates the cases the official record would rather you never examine too closely. Every Thursday and every Sunday, real, documented, told without apology. The 4-year-old who mispronounced cucumber is not a joke. He is a data point in a system that has collected similar data points on hundreds of thousands of children since 2015. Most of those children did nothing wrong. Most of those referrals led nowhere. But the data exists. It is retained. And the children who generated it, now teenagers, now adults, carry a government record from their earliest years that they almost certainly know nothing about. Share this with every parent you know who has children in British schools. Because the teacher in your child's classroom is required by law to monitor them, and most parents have no idea.